Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So today let us again continue the series of Mars in different houses for the Aries Ascendant. So today we'll be talking about Mars in the second house. We all know that Aries Ascendant is owned by Mars. So especially the position of Mars is of utmost importance for any Aries Lagna native. So when it is sitting in the second house, if the Aries ascendant is placed at 15 degrees in Aries, then the whole Rashi, that is the sign of Taurus, becomes the second house. So why I am talking about this is, please understand that the bhavas, that is the houses, are not effectively seen from 0 degree of a sign to 30 degree of a sign. They are actually seen after the 15th degree of the ascendant point. So if the ascendant is at 29 degrees in Aries, so 15 degrees from there would be 14th degree in Taurus. Till 14th degree in Taurus would be considered as first house itself. So the second house would start only after the 14th degree and then till the 14th degree of Gemini. So that's why. So let us take it as a classical set that it is placed at 15 degrees in Aries. And for all those natives of Aries Lagna, when Mars is placed in the Kritika Nakshatra, second pada, that is second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, then you have Rohini 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have Mrigashira 1 and 2. So these are the 9 quarters which are placed in the sign of Taurus. So when Mars is placed in this particular thing, I have just made a set of points here, so which I will be listing out. So when Mars is placed on these nakshatras, the positive points are that they are very good hard workers. They can execute any job with finesse. So they are hard workers, very good operational managers, and they are goal oriented. The far-sightedness which this particular placement gives makes them focused to growth in career. So they will grow very well because they have a fixed focus. They are aimed. Their aim is very good. So they think and plan and then act. So this is a lacking in the Aries ascendant. So when this is a lacking in the Aries ascendant, then how come suddenly they start planning and thinking? Because Aries means it is spontaneous, aggressive, and they simply jump into things without even thinking. But Taurus, Taurus is a fixed Rashi, Sthira Rashi, and it is Prithvi Tattva. So when Aries is fiery, Taurus is an earth sign, Gemini becomes an Aries sign, and then we have water sign in Cancer. So Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jala. Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jala. So it's a earthy sign. So they think and then they act. They have very good income in real estate business and stock trading also. So very rarely I would advocate people to go into stock market and all those things. But here also I am not advocating people to go into stock market with this combination. There are many other combinations which have to be very clearly understood before jumping into it, because here it's the eighth Lord Mars which is sitting in the second house, which is fortifying the negatives of the eighth house and giving more strength to the second house. So they also get good inheritance from ancestral property and good wealth. So flow of liquid cash in general is excellent. Now let us go into the negative points of Mars in the second house for Aries. They are very stubborn. See, focused, aim oriented, goal oriented, all that is fine. But they are sometimes obsessed with their aim, obsessed with their focus, obsessed with their goal, and they would, what we say, mm, give very less importance to other parts of life. So stubborn, very rude sometimes. They talk very harsh, rough. So they sometimes get a bad name in the family. You know, they have a tough childhood, very quarrelsome sometimes in their young age, in their adolescence, and even in their teenage. And they have tough child life, so they have tough memories of their child life. So, you know, all that fights in the family, and when the primary education is a little hodgepodge. It's like a lot of indecisive with between what to read and what not to read, what to study, which line to take. These things will be there because this Mars is also going to, you know, from that second house, it is aspecting the fifth, the fourth aspect of Mars. So that also is a little tough. So when the fifth becomes very strong, the fourth becomes a little weak. So here, the house of Cancer, which is ruled by Moon, is of high consideration because if you have a strong Moon in the chart, then your educational path would be stable. So ulcers and boils in the mouth and also on the face with acne and all those things, that is there when Mars is there in the second house. This is also considered as negative. Um Muscular rheumatism in the neck area, which can give rise to problems like spondylosis that can happen. Mm, Sometimes they become very harsh in their speech, sometimes they become impolite, and that would be a tough thing to handle in offices and in corporate level, or places where they have to manage teams. These people are leaders, they are forceful leaders. So sometimes force in leadership would not be such a great thing to happen. So they also can get involved and into, you know, illicit relationships, transactions of immoral behavior if this particular Mars is negatively posited with malefic planets. So they love to buy branded goods, so they are very expensive, and these people squander their money once again into all these luxuries. And this can happen once again if there is a slight influence of a fast moving planet along with Mars in the second house. So they love to have materialistic things around them. There's nothing wrong in having, but they sometimes become obsessive. So becoming obsessive is the one which is actually tough here. So they have a troubled married life, and most of the times they are unhappy because of their spouse. So these are the negatives, but the positives are extremely strong here. Particularly, they think, plan, and act. So thank you very much for today's class.